Lucy. Lucy, Cosmic Lucy. Got some snails hanging out over here. Got the dragons. The only one I have left now is this guy because those two have found their forever home. So yeah, we're going to, I was messing around with mapping out like how I want my Shadow-Fae to look, and I decided, excuse me, I'm gonna add some horns. We have the dragons. This is Dragon 1. And Dragon 2. I have just a handful of details I need to finish on these guys. But I placed their eyes, and I gave myself a nasty blister in the process. Man, I do not recommend. Owie. But their eyes are set now, and I'm gonna say that's good for that. Let's see. These guys are almost ready for the detail work. Here is my Shadow-Fae and my messy desk. I'm going to see if I can scooch this over enough so that we can have it on the camera. This is 2-part epoxy, A and B, and I've been trying to activate it here. This is the end of a jar, so it's kind of crispy. I keep finding like little parts that are dried out, and I'm hoping that I can work them out as I activate it here. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to add little horns on my Shadow-Fae. She is not yet finished. I am still working on her details. Just like her nose and her lips. I have been working on different colorizing, and I'm just not all the way there yet, but I hope to be there soon. So I did add her ears. Here is one ear, here is the other ear, and I wasn't going to give her teeth or anything else, but I decided after some planning that I'm going to go ahead and give her some horns. And I have this little hunk of epoxy sculpt, 2-part epoxy, and we're going to separate it into 2 horns. Right, looks kind of horn shaped, right? And so she's going to have a head of hair. So I sort of feel like horns that are more forward are probably the better choice. So the way 2-part epoxy works is you just mix A to B, and then you have a limited amount of time before it becomes completely hard. And that's how I made those little ears over there. But her coloring is not yet finished all the way. I am going to probably be airbrushing tomorrow, and so she's just got as much detail as I can get until I do my airbrushing. I want them to stick up enough so that when she has hair, you can still see it. I hear my kitten growling at his toy over there. See if I can smooth this. My little 4-month-old mouser. All right, so what about if, let's see, what if I do, hitting my camera, and back you guys up just a hair. Let's see if I can point those just a little bit more. Let's see if I can smooth this out just a little more. So she'll probably have like black curly hair eventually that will cover, you know, a lot of the lower portion of the horns. Every angle to look good. Kind of a little bit of a Maleficent vibe, but we're going for Shadow-Fae. So if you're just tuning in, I am Mama Star. I'm an alternative reborn doll maker. This is a reborn doll, alternative reborn doll. This is the Alice kit sculpted by Cassie Love and painted by me. It is not finished being painted. I still have a lot of detail work to do, but I decided at the beginning I added on the ears in the same way that I'm adding on these horns. I used 2-part epoxy, and then I decided to go ahead and add some horns today. So that is what you're doing. And then when these are dry, then I'll probably go ahead and finish up my detail work, some airbrushing, and once I get that done, then I'll finish up my details. And she will be one of a kind. And just smooth out some of these little bits. Probably get in here with my tool just a little bit before it starts to get too hard to deal with. And 2-part epoxy, I really do love working with it. It does shrink a little bit when it dries, but just a little tiny bit. And it also helps adhere. I have applied it to painted and unpainted vinyl in the past, and I don't have any problem with it staying. So if you're wondering about that, you know, once I paint over this, I will seal it all as one unit as well, so that helps too. You can see the ear where it was, applied. There's always a small bit that you can still see, but when she has hair and everything, you won't even notice. Probably gonna just tinker a little bit more with it offline, but I thank you guys for joining me. And stay tuned for more exciting, fun alternative reborn dolls. See you soon. Bye-bye.